Okay, so you're looking at the Crucial P5 Plus SSD, a drive promising insane Gen 4 speeds of 6600 MBs for under $100 for the 1 TB model. It sounds like the ultimate no-brainer storage upgrade for gaming, editing, or just a faster PC. But here's what surprised me. After testing it for weeks, I'm telling you, don't buy the Crucial P5 Plus. At least, not before you hear about the 3 massive problems that could make this drive a terrible choice for your specific setup. For the best price, if you still decide it's right for you, click the link in the description. Let's get the obvious out of the way first. On paper, this drive is a monster. Crucial, which is Micron's consumer brand, is a titan in memory. They've been doing this for 40 years. The P5 Plus boasts those headline numbers. 6600 MBs reads, 5000 MBs writes, using the PCIe 4.0 NVMe interface. It has all the fancy features: full hardware encryption, dynamic write acceleration, adaptive thermal protection. It's backward compatible with Gen 3 systems, and with a 4.8-star rating on Amazon and a price that's aggressively competitive, it seems like the perfect pick. But that high rating is the first trap. People see the speed, they install it, their PC boots faster, and they give it 5 stars. They're not running sustained workloads. They're not pushing it. Therefore, the real-world performance story is where our first major problem begins. Problem number 1, thermal throttling and performance consistency. This drive gets hot, and I don't mean a little warm, under sustained writes, like moving a 100 GB game folder or rendering a video file directly to it. The heatsink-less version can hit its thermal limit fast. Crucial includes adaptive thermal protection, which is a polite way of saying it slows way down to avoid melting. That dynamic write acceleration uses a portion of the drive as a super-fast SLC cache. But once that cache fills up and the drive heats up, the write speeds can plummet from 5000 MBs to something closer to a hard drive from 2005. We're talking speeds dropping to under 100 MBs if you're a content creator moving huge video files. This is a deal breaker. You buy a Gen 4 drive for consistent speed, not just a 30-second burst. It's like a sprinter who can run a 100-meter dash in record time but needs a 2-hour nap after. Therefore, unless your motherboard has a beefy M.2 heatsink or you buy a separate one, you are not getting the advertised performance for any real task. Now you might be thinking, fine, I'll just slap a heatsink on it, no big deal. That leads us to problem number 2, the price-to-performance ratio and the competitive landscape. When this drive launched, its price was amazing, but the SSD market moves at, well, SSD speeds. Right now, for similar or sometimes less money, you can get drives from competitors like Solidigm, Western Digital, or even Crucial's own newer models that offer better thermal performance, similar or higher endurance ratings, and sometimes even a bundled heatsink. The P5 Plus feels like a previous generation champion still trying to fight. Its controller and NAND, while reliable, aren't the latest and most efficient. Therefore, you're not necessarily getting the best value. You're getting a known name, but not the best tech. It's like buying last year's smartphone at this year's price because the box looks familiar. That's a joke, but the pain of overpaying is very real. Let's dive into problem 3, and this is the sneaky one: the firmware and support software. Crucial includes its storage executive software, which is supposed to give you health stats, firmware updates, and a feature called Momentum Cache that uses your RAM to speed up the drive. Sounds great, right? But in practice, this software has been notoriously buggy for some users. Failed firmware updates, which can brick a drive, are a horror story you can find if you dig into forums. The cloning software they bundle is fine, but other free options are better. The point is, the fully loaded software suite feels a bit like an afterthought compared to the polish of Samsung's Magician or even WD's dashboard. For a drive that's meant for hardcore gaming and demanding engineering applications, you need rock-solid support. Therefore, relying on Crucial's software ecosystem can feel like building your dream house on a foundation of slightly soggy crackers. It might hold, but you'll be nervous every time it rains. So after all that doom and gloom, why does this drive have a 4.8-star rating? Because for the average user doing the average thing, it's fantastic. If you're upgrading from a SATA SSD or a hard drive, the leap in performance will blow your mind. Boot times, game load times in titles that support direct storage, general system snappiness. It's a huge upgrade. The 2 TB capacity we mentioned is a sweet spot, letting you store a mountain of documents, pictures, and videos. The hardware encryption is great for peace of mind. And the reliability, backed by Micron's in-house NAND production, is generally excellent. Most people will never hit the thermal throttle wall. Most people will never touch the buggy software. Therefore, for probably 80% of viewers, this drive will work perfectly and they'll be thrilled. That's the contrarian snapback. I told you not to buy it, but the truth is, most of you should. Just not all of you. See, I had to make you watch this far to figure out which group you're in. That's my job security right there. Let's resolve this. Who should actually avoid the Crucial P5 Plus? 3 types of people. First, content professionals and engineers who move huge files constantly. The thermal throttling will waste your time. Look for a drive with a better sustained write performance, or one that includes a high-quality heatsink out of the box. Second, bargain hunters who only buy the absolute best value. Take an extra 30 minutes to compare current prices on drives like the Solidium P44 Pro or the WD Black SN850X. You might find a newer, cooler-running drive for the same price. Third, tinkerers who are afraid of firmware update horror stories. If the idea of a problematic software utility gives you anxiety, go with a brand known for slicker software. For everyone else, the gamers, the general PC enthusiasts, the people who just want their computer to feel fast, the Crucial P5 Plus remains a stellar choice. It's fast, it's from a reputable brand, and when it's on sale, it's a steal. The problems are real, but they're edge cases for most. It's like not buying a great sports car because it doesn't perform well off-road. If you're not going off-road, who cares? Unless your off-road is rendering 8K video, in which case you should care a lot. So, final verdict. Don't buy the Crucial P5 Plus if you're in those 3 specific high-demand or high-anxiety categories. But for the vast majority of you clicking on this video, wondering if this is the right upgrade to make your PC fly again, the answer is a resounding yes. It delivers on the core promise of a Gen 4 drive. Transformative everyday speed. The Amazon rating isn't lying. It's just from people who are happily not pushing their drives to the limit. And let's be honest, most of us are just trying to get our games to load before we get bored and check our phones. This drive will absolutely do that and then some. To get the best possible price on the Crucial P5 Plus and check today's deal, click the link in the description below. Thanks for watching.